Hey up all, welcome back to Propagandist. We're going to do some more Girls und Panzer content today. Now this is an idea which has been floating around my head for a little while now. So some of you out there, will have heard of AI image generation programs, notably one called DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E, which basically the idea is you input a text prompt and then it generates a series of images based on the text prompt that you've put in there. And let's just say these images often come out looking kind of cursed, to put it that way. So I have the thought, why not combine AI image generation with Girls und Panzer, and let's see what it produces. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to enter some Girls und Panzer prompts over the course of this video, and we're going to see what sort of things this program can actually produce. Now, I'm using a program called Crayon, as you can see on the screen there. Basically, this is a version of DALL-E Mini, so I'm guessing it works on the same kind of principles as DALL-E and all that. So what we're going to do is, first and foremost, we're just going to type in Girls und Panzer, and we're going to see what it does with this. And screw you, Mr. Beast over there on the right, coming up getting your free advertising on my bloody video. Oh, fucking Christ. Okay, right, so we're off to an interesting start here. What on earth is going on with some of these images? I feel like it just basically takes random images from, the prompt and just mashes them together to try and create these absolute abominations. I mean, what's going on in this top left one for a start? That looks like a freaking Sturmgeschütz or something with... I don't know who these characters are meant to be here. You can sort of see in some of these, though, it's kind of got the ORI Girls Academy uniform, sort of, there. But it's like really difficult to tell who the characters actually are. I mean, I get the feeling in this third one, for example, we've got possibly Miho up here in the top right, possibly Miho again down here. Unless that's actually Sayori, I'm not sure. That looks like it's clearly Hannah in the bottom left of that top right image there. Some of these, though, God, what is going on? Yeah, see, this is what you got to expect, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AI-generated images. This is pretty much going to be the template for the remainder of this video. Okay, right, what shall we try next? So that's just basic Girls und Panzer. I've got one prompt actually in mind straight away. Let's try Girls und Panzer, Darjeeling, Tea Party. Right, let's see what it produces with this one. I mean, it looks broadly very similar to what we had before, but... Okay, right, so I'm just looking at that bottom right one, for instance, down there. That's clearly where it's taken the hairstyles of some of the Girls und Panzer characters and tried to sort of fit them to something that looks vaguely akin to the ORI uniform. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, yeah, you can see, like I say, where it's taken the hairstyles of characters and then it's just absolutely messed up their faces. And you can sort of see in some of them there's like tables with cups and sandwiches and things. Is this supposed to be Katusha down here? This one that I'm mousing around in this top left corner here. It looks like it's taken Katusha and made her into something incredibly cursed. I don't know. Alright, so that's Girls und Panzer Darjeeling Tea Party. Speaking of Katusha, I'm going to do Girls und Panzer Tall Katusha. So she's not short all of a sudden this time round. Let's see what this produces. God only knows what this is going to look like. Well, it's not really what I was hoping for, but it's even worse. What is going on in this middle left one here? Is she trying to do sort of like a Russian dance or something there? What is going on with that? I can't really tell. Or is she like hoisting a skirt up and just being... I don't know. I don't want to know what on earth the AI did in order to get that one. That's just weird. I told you it was going to be cursed, and you probably all anticipated this. What's going on with the middle right one, though, over here? What's this sort of, what looks like this sort of hull of a T-34, but with a tiny-ass turret on it, then Katusha sort of melded into the metalwork? I don't know what's going on with that. It's sort of similar with this absolute middle one here. Just this character protruding up from this tiny little tank. And then you've got a tiny little tank and giant, I don't even know, long-haired Katusha and all that. So freaking weird. Okay, right, what should we input next? Girls und Panzer, I probably don't necessarily need to have Girls und Panzer in all the prompts here. I could probably sort of get a bit creative with this if I put, say, like a character's name. Let's try Yukari Akiyama. What should we do with Yukari? I'm sort of thinking, maybe should we have Yukari Akiyama Fangirl? Fangirl? Something like that? I don't know, fangirling? try that. I have no idea if it'll recognise the word fangirling, but let's just see what this produces. Also, incidentally, for anyone who's curious, it takes about a minute to actually generate these images, so I am sort of jump cutting a lot here in the footage. Alright, let's enter this one and get it locked in. Yukari Akiyama fangirling. Okay, that's interesting. That feels like it's taken Yukari Akiyama, but it's almost like it's applied a series of different kind of anime art styles to her, kind of like this middle left one here. It feels like various animes I've seen before. What's interesting is that she has sort of different outfits in quite a few of these, which is really weird. It's like this middle one here, it almost looks like she's got like a maid uniform on. How very strange. Then down here, bottom right, what's she wearing there? Like kind of like a jacket or something? Okay, this is probably, I would say, the least cursed one that we've had so far. I mean, it's still a bit cursed, don't get me wrong. It's still very much cursed, but it's just not as cursed as the ones that we had before with Katusha and Darjeeling and just Girls and Panzer in general. Okay, what else should we try? I'm thinking we just keep trying with character names, maybe. You know who I am actually interested in doing? I might have to put Girls and Panzer again in for this one. Erwin, what should we say? Girls and Panzer Erwin, because, you know, with the hat and all that, this should be a very interesting one to see how this turns out. Erwin, let's just see. Erwin strategy, hold on, meeting. Oh god, if I can actually type, good lord. Alright, let's try this. I have no idea what to expect. I'm kind of curious with this if there's like a limit to how many keywords you can put in before eventually it just creates something that's completely unrelated to anything that you've actually put in there, but we'll see. Enter. Okay. Yeah, sure, it's still cursed. But, nah, I mean, maybe I'll have to try something a bit different with this one. Try and put a spin on it, I don't know. It definitely feels like there's no Erwin in this bottom right one. There's a Miho, and then two random other characters. One that might be Sayori, I'm not sure. There's another Yukari here by the looks of it. This here is just... this bottom left one, I have no idea. Why is there almost like a little baby Miho thing, splodge monster, on that desk there? I don't even know. What is this? Can I sort of like maximise? Oh god, I can maximise them. I didn't even realise. Oh god. That is the school year photograph from hell, that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even want to know how on earth it got that. It's like almost put real faces to them. It's really weird, but of course they're really distorted. What's this one? It's like an army dude just with three random girls. I don't even know. I don't think I want to know what's going on here. All right, let me try Erwin again. Let's try Erwin. I don't know. This is going to be a bit of a weird one, but Erwin Blitzkrieg. I don't know. I'm just trying to think these prompts up as I go along, ladies and gentlemen. It really seems to like Katusha a lot. I feel like it often comes up with ones that look a lot like Katusha, like this one. That's definitely a Katusha there, which is interesting considering I didn't put her in. That also feels like another Katusha. God, that's so fucking weird. I mean, I feel like on this one it's just taken a picture of a German officer and just then put it with two what probably were absolute mishmashes of a variety of Girls and Panzer characters put together. Is so fucking weird. I'm like, what's this? What's going on there? Okay, I don't know if it's really getting Erwin from this. Maybe a little bit in there, I don't know. But it just doesn't really look anything like her at all. So, you know what, I'm going to give up on the old Erwin and all that. Right, what can I give a shot next? Maybe if I try putting a character name and then maybe a type of tank in there, perhaps. Let's try. Hold on. Let's try Sayori Takabe, M4 Sherman. I don't know. I'm just stringing this together randomly. Now, I'm anticipating here there's going to be at least one picture where it's going to be like some horrible horror story nightmare where Sayori's fused with a tank, but we'll see. Let's see. That's my bet, ladies and gents. Right. That hasn't worked at all. It's basically just done pictures of the M4 Sherman. Okay, probably the most boring one that we've had so far, in all honesty. Right, so that hasn't really worked. Let me try something a bit different. Let's try... oh god, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we take my two Girls and Panzer volleyball waifus from the Who's My Girls and Panzer waifu video, and let's see how scuffed we can make them. Let's try Akebi Sasaki crazy volleyball. Should we try that? It's better than nothing. Let's have a look. Right. Again, right, this hasn't really worked. There's nothing in there really to do with Akebi Sasaki. It's just volleyball. Okay, right, that's an unfortunate. Scuff that one. That one hasn't really worked. You know what I am thinking though? I've had a bit of a random thought. Let's try Girls and Panzer. I'm starting to think for some of these characters I have to put, you know, Girls and Panzer in there so it knows what I'm talking about. Let's try Girls and Panzer, what am I, Dutch now? Girls and Panzer beach fan service. Let's try this. Let's just see what on earth this produces, if anything. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Girls and Panzer beach fan service episode that we've all wanted to see. I mean, it's got the beach fan service, but like some of this is just scuffed beyond all belief. Some of it also kind of almost looks dangerously like it might not be too good for YouTube's community guidelines and all that, so my goodness, don't you just remember that fucking amazing beach fan service episode of Girls and Panzer where Maho had this really weird face on her and there was this tiny ass blonde girl next to her? Yeah, I certainly remember that particular episode, ladies and gentlemen. You know what, I don't think we're going to spend too long on that one because that is genuinely a freaking nightmare to actually look at. So, for the next one, this is very random, but I just had the thought now, sort of sticking with a bit of a vaguely beachy / nautical theme. Girls and Panzer, Gura, you know, the HoloLive VTuber, the shark girl. This is random, but let's see. I want to see the ultimate crossover of VTuber and Girls and Panzer. Okay, there's a lot of Gorgura in there. I can see where it's got that. I don't see anything to do with Girls and Panzer though. Nothing tank related, anything like that. Well, that's just bizarre though, isn't it? What's going on with her leg in that one? It's like her leg suddenly like goes really thin over here. I think this AI doesn't really understand human proportions. Then again, it doesn't really understand faces either. So I don't know why I'm complaining about the body proportions. They're completely off. What's going on with this one? Jesus Christ, that is like some frigging weird amateur deviant art inflation fetish weird stuff. God, I didn't even know where I was going with that then. Not judging, of course, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, you do you and all that, but there you go. That's a good face though, I like that face on that one. Alright, you know what, that's another failed one, that one hasn't quite worked. Let's try Girls and Panzer clowns. Let's try, see if it mashes up the characters and turns them into clowns. Let's have a look. There's not really anything clown related in there. Well, maybe a little bit, sort of. Like with this one, they've got like the red lipstick and all that, and sort of weird colour around the eyes, but yeah, again, that's sort of another fail. What's going on here though? What's this? It's like a friggin' Anzio girl, like it's taken Carpaccio but shortened her hair, combined it a bit with, well actually no, that's kind of like, this one's like Caesar on this side, except for some reason she's got, I don't know, for some weird brightly coloured brightly coloured, fucking hell, I can't even talk. Bright colours on the chest region of her top. It's sort of like taking her hairstyle and almost kind of put it over to this other character, but what's going on with the eyes on this one? That's not a clown. It's a freaking demon from hell, that one. Good lord. What about the other ones? What is going on with the face of that one in the middle? It's like got multiple eyes turning into a freaking spider girl or something. Good lord. And I just entered Girls and Panzer Clowns and somehow it produced that shit. What is that? Like this one here that I'm circling with the mouse, that's like a realistic face, but it's just not mapped very well on the character. That is just bizarre. What is going on with that? Alright, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try Miho Nishizumi Acid Trip. Okay. So, he's got the acid trip bit, it's got that. I don't really see Miho Nishizumi in there. Why is this one here? That doesn't look, well, there's almost like a IRL Miho, but other than that, like, why is it just taking a real picture and just done that? Oh shit, I accidentally just activated it again. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. I just clicked that instead of clicking off. Bollocks. Right, hold on. It's generating a fresh set, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what it produces this time. Okay, right. It feels like this one, there might just be a little hint of Miho in there. Sort of. Just looking at the hair and the colour. But again, the rest of them, well, the ORI uniform I can see sort of shades of in there. But most of them, it's just splatting all kinds of crazy colours in the background. Again, it's like got almost realistic looking people here. What's that about? This one here in the middle, that doesn't really look like Miho. That almost kind of looks a bit like Kamaru Naegi from Danganronpa. So I don't know what's going on with that one. Okay, it almost got there a little bit better with that one, but not quite. What if I try Girls and Panzer Acid Trip? Don't know. I'm just trying to think of sort of memey stuff, that kind of thing, see if I can make combinations that will produce something interesting. Let's try this version of it this time. Girls and Panzer Acid Trip. Again, yeah, it's not really doing it. It's gone back to very much towards Girls and Panzer stuff. But now it's missing all the acid trip stuff. It's just completely taken that out, and it's just the usual sort of pictures of very horrifying looking characters on tanks and things like that. That almost looks like it's taken what's-her-face, Alyssa from Saunders, and just messed her up a bit. It's very, very strange. Oh god, I don't even know. Okay, I mean, this very much seems to be what it's trying to produce every single time, so I don't really think there's much else to say there. So, you know what? I think we'll wrap this up here. Just a quick video taking a look at AI-generated Girls and Panzer imagery. I mean, you know, go and try this out for yourself. Try some interesting combinations for yourself and see what the deal is, what it actually produces. Because I'd be very interested in hearing about anything really messed up or weird, or just, you know, the opposite of that, something really funny or something that maybe your own experiments have yielded or whatever. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that video, ladies and gents, and if you did, you know, don't forget, a like is always appreciated and all that jazz. Other than that, you know, just the usual outro materials from me. If you're unaware, Propagandist is my second channel. My main channel is General Red Strategist, where I do a lot of gaming content. And yeah, go check that out. There's a couple of social media links associated with that. Links to all of those can, of course, be found in the video description. But than that, this is General Red signing off, and not just me signing off, but also a, you know, wholehearted goodbye from these freakish monstrosities that we've been seeing today. Goodbye, everybody.